So someone wrote in and said, my question is, say my partner asks me to meet a need for them, which is difficult for me. How do I know if this is difficult but worthy of me leveling up and becoming a better version of myself, or if I'm trespassing on inner sacred ground and giving up parts of myself that made me attractive in the first place? Is there any way to know in advance?
Holy moly, this is a great question.
It really is.
Welcome to Deep Video Thoughts with Cathy from TheIntimacyDojo.
And Reid from ReidAboutSex.com.
Wow. Good. Keep sending us questions like this.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Even the shallow ones, we love them. We just want to hear from you.
Are you question shaming?
How are we doing? Is things okay? All right. Okay, so, well, you go for it.
I think part of that is tuning in, checking. And you might even tell your partner, hey, I'm not sure about this one. I'm willing to try and take it slow. I may need to change my mind, or saying no and then giving it a try anyway. Sometimes is okay.
But not. I mean, you don't mean say no and then
your partner
cross your own boundaries.
No, I'm saying maybe I'm not certain if this crosses my boundaries or not. But I tell my partner, I'm not there for you to meet this need, and you probably need to find someone else. But that doesn't mean I can't also try and experiment.
Okay.
Like I'm telling them, hey, I don't think this is for me, but it doesn't mean I can't just explore it and try it.
All right. The way I would break it down first is, if you're maybe, always say no, and no isn't always a no forever. Like just start there, because that'll give you some room to be like, all right, let me check it out. Date people and be in relationships with people, ideally, that can handle you being a no, and see the wisdom in, if you're a maybe, we should not do it, and kind of take a check-in. Understanding that if you don't know around this question, like if you're crossing some sort of internal boundary and you're giving up something about yourself, then I think exploring anything new, especially when you're with different than, I really want to try this, even if it doesn't end well, I want to try this.
Yeah, you can ask your partner, hey, I don't know, can we explore?
Yeah. So there's different like gradations of if you're gonna try something and you're like in the place, then put a time limit, or we're gonna try this a couple of times, or we're gonna try it once and then I'm gonna think about it and process. Maybe we'll try it again, or in a non event kind of way. Like let's say we're gonna try this sexual thing a couple of times to see if I like it. Then there's we're gonna open up our relationship to see if I can handle it.
Yeah.
Like there's a time limit. Like let's try this. Let's take baby steps. General rule: slower and less, like baby steps, almost always better in almost every situation than skydiving. Because you kind of can't do baby steps with skydiving. You're either in the plane or you're out of the plane.
Said from a major skydiver.
I've never skydived before. Skydove? What's the past clue perfect of skydive?
But as you, in business anyway, jump off cliffs.
Oh, but that's because my risk tolerance is different than a lot of people. So again, like even baby steps with a time limit for exploration and room for people to process, super useful, because a lot of people's reptile brains, how they figure things out is they think of worst case scenario and they think it's going to be forever. Like that's just how your fight and flight brain works. So combat that or front load for it to be like, okay, this is not a forever situation. We have a time limit. And baby step makes it not the worst case scenario. And the self-awareness of, I'm going, or my partner is going to worst case scenario, and things last forever. So we never get this, once the ball gets rolling, it never stops. Know that people do that and go and take those baby steps into it. And when in doubt, stop everything and regroup. Those are good baseline approaches, I think, and they've worked well for me.
I know that sometimes comfort zones will mask themselves, or they kind of hide as, this is a boundary, this is who you are. So I do like trying things out and actually experiencing them. I learn a lot about myself. And it may be that I get it very clear that I'm a no to ever doing it again. But by trying it, it helps me step outside my comfort zone and look at it and get clarity. Whereas, I mean, sometimes I tend to be shyer and I don't like to do new things as much as like you do. You know, different people have different expressions. So my first inclination, my thought in my head is, no, this is going to be horrible, does not necessarily for me mean that it actually will be horrible or that it's violating a boundary of who I am. So I think as you get to know yourself and you try some of these things around smaller things, for example, you start to learn how your brain responds. And like my brain, if someone says something new, my first thought is, no, let's do what we know is good. But then I can go, okay, deep breath. Is it worth trying this one time or setting a limit? Okay, well, let's try this for 5 minutes, and if I hate it, we're going to stop.
Other things to do, hire a professional listener to be able to work out and process stuff around it. Have several conversations before you ever do the thing.
A safe word to get out?
Safe word is always good. Opening up a conversation does not equal agreeing to do it. So you can talk about stuff and never have to do it. And then the last thing I'll add into here is it is great to try things and then discover you don't like them. So that is a win-win too. Even if your partner really wanted you to like it and they're really disappointed that you don't. It's still a win-win because you tried things and you got clarity.
And it is okay also just to know something isn't right for you and just be a no right up front.
Absolutely. You're not unevolved because you never want to try that skydiving thing. It's totally fine.
Why jump out of a perfectly good plane?
Comments. What do you think?
Yeah.
Next video. Subscribe.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to my social media, it's right there. And please subscribe to this channel there. If you'd like to see more goofy Reid and Cathy, there's more videos there.
See them. Why are they there?